Hey guys, a little late to the American Horror Story Apocalypse Party because of Tiff, but I am back. I watched the episode. I've got some thoughts. First, though, a brief recap of episode 1 of the new season called The End. We open in Los Angeles on Leslie Grossman's new character, Coco. She's the daughter of a billionaire and also a wannabe social media star. She's having her hair done by Evan Peters' character, Mr. Gallant, and she's also barking orders at her personal assistant. It's Billy Lord's new character, Mallory. Just a normal day until their phone alarms go off, and I mean the serious emergency type of alarm. Apparently there are inbound nuclear missiles, but the group, plus Mr. Gallant's grandmother, who's played by Joan Collins, managed to escape via private plane just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, we get Kyle Allen's character, Timmy, as he celebrates getting into UCLA, but has that celebration cut extremely short because as soon as he gets the good news, the sirens blare, and then he's taken away by some secret organization operatives who say that his genetic makeup means he's getting a free pass to safety. He's taken from his family and locked away until being transported to his final destination, and that's where we meet another new character, another teen selected for the same reasons. It's Ash Santos as Emily. Eventually, they are taken to an underground facility called Outpost 3, and that's where all of our new main characters come together under the watchful eye of this curious facility leader, Sarah Paulson's Wilhelmina Venable. Okay, so far so good. I'm a big fan of disaster flicks, and I tend to find that the pre-disaster panic comes with this especially intense thrill, and I think that's the case here. What's really going on? Is there any chance for survival? The race to get out just in the nick of time, it just all works really well, but that's when the episode takes a very sharp turn back to, I guess, kookier and more heightened AHS territory. You'd expect Outpost 3 to be this underground bunker with emergency lighting, military personnel, a ton of canned food, but instead, it's got this gothic vibe, regal period piece, uniforms, suits, and dresses, and a staff that looks like they could be into something sinister, to say the least, witchy, or whatever it is that Ryan Murphy and his team cook up this season. It's a big leap that, while expected, it did take a little time for me to get used to. American Horror Story has never really been a grounded show, but we did just go from modern-day LA to a sinister period drama. I've got questions, and I am looking forward to learning more about what's going on here, but I do suspect I would have adjusted quicker had they spent maybe a little more time easing the viewer from the world as we know it into Outpost 3, maybe even using Timmy more as the grounded perspective to introduce you to whatever it is that's going on here. Probably no surprise, but the highlight of the whole Outpost portion of this episode for me was when Michael Langdon stepped in. Of course, he's Vivian Harmon and Tate Langdon's baby from the first season of the show as Murder House, and his whole Antichrist angle and now his involvement in this organization called The Collective, it kind of reshapes my thoughts on what might be going on here. So cue my first theory of the season. Rather than World War III, maybe Michael and the Collective are destroying humanity and replacing it with hell on earth. They use the rich to fund their operation. He's got his minions and folks like Miss Venable, and then there's those like Timmy and Emily who I think will serve a major purpose, but I just can't put a finger on what exactly that is just yet. And as for the Murder House and Coven connections, I'm thinking that minus present-day Michael, we get those in flashbacks maybe, and somehow the actions of the characters in both Murder House and Coven have led to the present-day apocalypse. But of course, we're in Season 8 of American Horror Story, and I've learned my lesson time and time again. Just when I think I've got something figured out, Murphy and his team will throw in just this major curveball, but it is fun to come up with theories, especially with all the curious rules and practices the Collective is up to here. Venable and Kathy Bates' Miriam Mead are clearly not entirely on the same page as Michael, so I'm really eager to see when and how they take action here. Also, this is an especially evil duo that enjoys tormenting their guests. How far are they really going to take that? Other curiosities on my mind? Who attacked the other Collective outposts? Who or what sent Timmy that 666 message? And why didn't anyone but Coco look different after 18 months passed? So many questions when really, minus the inciting incident, not all that much happens in this episode. It seems to me more of a setting the scene type of piece to the season. But still, it is that time of year again, and I just love it. I am going to continue doing these American Horror Story Apocalypse recaps and reviews as often as possible, but it's not looking like I'll be able to have them up and running immediately after the episodes air this year, but I will get to as many episodes as I possibly can, and I'll get you them as quickly as I can. But for even more American Horror Story Apocalypse talk, check out the horror show I do with Haley Fouch on Collider. It's The Witching Hour. You can catch that in video form on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel or in podcast form through Podcast One or on iTunes. So there it is, guys, my thoughts on episode 1 of American Horror Story Apocalypse. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. And before I close this video out, I've got some Patreon shoutouts to give. This batch is going to a trio who have been with the campaign for quite a while now. It is Jefferson, Andrew, and Gregory. A huge thank you to you guys for joining and also for sticking with the campaign. Do know it is deeply appreciated. And thanks to everyone out there watching this review right now. Please like and share it. I'll see you real soon with more of them.